in Highland Perthshire. We're sitting at 1,000 to 1,500 feet. This is a grass farm producing beef, cattle and sheep. My family have been farming here in different ways for a long time, many generations. Hi girls. The farm is a business, and the business is centred on selling livestock. Hi girls. It's a commercial outlook, and we have two income streams, one from the market, so we're trying to give the market what it wants, and one from the government. We try and give the government what it wants within reason. So trees fit into that in all sorts of obvious ways, whether it's carbon, whether it's biodiversity. From the livestock point of view, they fit in because animals need shelter, and they're only going to need shelter more in the years ahead. As our weather becomes more unpredictable, we don't know what way it's changing, but it's changing. Trees are crucial in that. These cows use those trees up there to sleep in every night, and bad weather, they're in there. So our experience with trees started off with just what is a conventional, rather boring looking shelter belt. And we realised when we took the fence down around it, how much the stock used the trees by being able to get inside the trees. The shelter that this woodland provided also allowed us to move from a hill breed of sheep to what might be viewed as a more commercial breed of sheep, producing a fat lamb rather than producing a store lamb. And that allowed us also to reduce the numbers on the farm, which gave us all sorts of management opportunities. We're getting better margin per ewe by producing a fat lamb off grass. So that's where we are today. We've changed our mindsets now to realise that when you're designing new shelter woods or new woodlands, it's perfectly possible to design them so the animals can use them right from an early stage, rather than wait 30 years until you're thinning it. This wee bit we're standing in here was really key in us changing our attitudes to what role trees could play on a farm. We've planted in the last few years much smaller groups of trees with really fairly minimal protection, but we've just used ordinary tree shelters and a hot wire to keep the cattle off, because cattle would really mangle this at this stage, and let the sheep graze through here. And it is possible to do if you're on wetter ground here, which is less of a draw to sheep, and it's a relatively low cost. We've done it all with our labour. That's the way to use old wool. There's alder, there's some white beam, there's birch, and trees that will survive some browsing damage. At lambing time, this can be a pretty grim, pretty brutal world. We're lambing outside, so shelter is good news at that time of year. The tree cover brings grass on early, and at altitude like this, that is worth weeks of grass growth. It's really important. Your animals are happier, they're going to perform better. It's as simple as that.
Hi there, my name is Denise Walton. I'm here at Peelham Farm in the southern Scottish borders. We are a family farm. We farm certified organic and pasture for life. We've been on an agroecological farming trajectory, if you like, for the last 30 years. My background is as an ecologist, and the idea always has been to farm with nature. For us, farming agroecologically has been about restoring habitat infrastructure. When we took Peelham on, it was overgrazed, intensively farmed, no fences. So restoring hedgerows, bringing in smaller fields in order for us to farm in a mixed farming manner has been key to building our farm assets. This was a forage crop. We cut it in June. We've undersown it with grass. There's been no ploughing, no tilling, simply grass stitched through this really plant species rich cover, which include something like 25 different species. This field has had no agrochemicals for over 20 years. No glyphosate, no nitrate, no phosphate, no potash, and it's productive. Farming agroecologically has also meant fattening our beef on grass only. So an important aspect there as a farmer is that we've reduced our input costs. So no concentrate feed for our beef, no grain for our beef. So reducing inputs is part of the win-win solution of agroecological farming. This here is a field of deferred grassland. It was a field that was cut for silage and then left ungrazed, but will be grazed in January, February by our cows before they calve. Not only is this a lot of photosynthesizing green biomass absorbing carbon and drawing the carbon into the soil, but also the roots will open the soil structure. So it's doing a number of jobs. It's maintaining soil structure and it's absorbing carbon.